Hello everybody, welcome back. Chapter 19 of my romance novel, From a Stranger. Let's begin. Friday, June 27th, Chapter 19. Daniel. Only 2 more times of waking up next to Ilio. I miss him already, and he's right next to me. Ilio grunted in his sleep, turned a little, and slightly snored. I love that sound, because I know he's alive and near. Only 2 more times. I get up, grab one of the new t-shirts and put it on as I head to the bathroom. A quick piss, I wash up a little and head back to the living room. It's quiet, no computer hum, no machine gun fire, and no yelling. Mrs. Smith took the cord from Grammy and went further than I expected. She took the PS4 unit too. "Hey," I said as I passed the open door. The No Dogs Allowed sign is down, and Johnny is staring at the dead monitor. He turned. "Morning." Grammy is up, starting the coffee. Regular coffee tasted like colored water now. "Grammy, you got a Sharpie around here." She found one in a drawer and handed it to me, then pulled out a pan and a sack of hash browns and started frying them. Ilio had woken up, but he still lay on the mattress we shared. I sat next to him. I could stare at his chest for hours. Instead, I'm going to draw on it. "Don't move." "Why not?" Ilio asked. "You need a new tattoo." For some reason, he let me draw on him. My heart skipped, my breath fluttered, and I'm in heaven. I draw a rectangle, sort of. It's harder drawing on people than on paper, and I was never good at it anyway. Ilio craned his neck to try and look at his chest. "What is it, a suitcase?" "No." "You are really bad at that. Is it a cup of coffee?" "No." I said. I drew wavy lines going into the rectangle. "That's the ocean. You're seasick?" "No, that's supposed to be the air." I drew a grid work through it. "Are you playing tic-tac-toe on my chest?" "No, it's a window, letting the air in." "You are really good at yoga, but you are really bad at drawing." I smiled and put the cap back on the pen. "It's the thought that counts. I'm going outside." A sad yoga. Shani joined me, and we practiced in silence. She had gotten better, and I don't have to slow down as much. I keep thinking this might be the last time I'm here, and suddenly I don't want to leave. I have to. Somehow I have to fix things back home. About 15 minutes later, Leilani came to the door. "Breakfast is ready." Shani and I dive in. Ilio is dressed, white shirt covering the window I drew. I put on a happy face, and all is normal. My new normal, which is about to end. Johnny does dishes today, and Ilio and me help dry them. Johnny doesn't dash off or forget any of them. Ilio and I take off for the Monarch. We land our stuff in the lotion room. Then I head for yoga, and he headed wherever they need him. I watched him walk away, and something aches inside of me. It's not the pain that death brings, but tone it down 10 notches, and that's how I feel. I miss him already, and I haven't even left. Sunday, it all ends. That means that today and tomorrow have to be incredible. Lynette and Mia are at yoga, as well as Al and another friend of Mia's, plus 20 others. Yoga goes well. I can move almost as well as I could on Tuesday. "New souvenir?" Mia asked me at the end. "Surfing accident yesterday." I released my pose and faced the others. "Listen, I'm afraid I won't be here on Monday. I leave on Sunday." "It's been fun." Mia gave me a hug. Al hugs both of us. "We're going to miss you," Lynette said. "You make sure you come back soon." Somebody gasped behind Mia. Maybe it was the light, I don't know, but somebody recognized Mia. "Oh my God, I've been doing yoga with Stacy Colwyn." "Al?" I said. He smiled. "Don't worry, I expected this days ago." For a few minutes, Mia shared a moment with the yoga crew. Then we all head back to the hotel. I picked up my laptop bag and am about to head to the Sand Crab. There is my old suitcase, my old life. I packed it away in the closet. I won't be needing it anymore. All that I need with me fits into a duffel. On the way to the Sand Crab, I passed one of the gift shops. There is a nice display of board shorts in the window, as well as other things. Almost a week ago, I thought them ugly and expensive. Now, I see them as the new me. I stop in and see if they have my size. I am a little smaller than normal, and find one. It's mine. I get to the Sand Crab, and when I see Barney, it's like seeing my dad, or maybe an uncle. I got a pot brewing for you. I'll bring a cup over when it's ready. In case I don't see you before I leave, I just wanted to say thank you. He flipped a towel over his shoulder. It's my job to keep customers happy. You just took longer than most. When he brought the coffee over, I gave him a hug. I've turned into a hugger lately. What can I say? I log online, get to work, and me and Edwin instant messaged all the time. He comes alive online, not like back in the office. I tell him about Billy and how he surfs. I still can't believe it. He wants videos. Edwin needs that extra layer of protection a computer brings between himself and other people. Maybe he's a touch social phobic. Instant messaging and emails turn him into a different person, an open and friendly person. Then I wonder if Johnny is the same way. I ask my boss some questions, tell him a little about Johnny, and 5 minutes later he sent me some links. I call Johnny. Do you mind if I text you some links? Sure. He's quieter today. After last night, I don't blame him. Last night turned into an intervention. I send him the links. The first one is a playtesting job for some Australian game company that anyone with a computer can do. They don't even have to live in Australia. The second one is about a Hawaiian graphics school that specializes in video game design. The third one is about creating gaming channels on YouTube and maybe earning a little bit of money. 15 minutes later, I get the first text from him. Between my boss, my work, and Johnny, the time flies. I don't even realize it's 11 until Ilio snuck up on me. Babe, you work too hard. Of course there's a kiss. Okay, a long kiss, with a little bit of tongue action. Come and say hi to Johnny. What are you talking about? I show him the text and the links. Ilio sat next to me and texts out a message. Hey bro, I'm stealing Danny for a bit so we can have lunch. How was college? Boring. I found this. It was a video. We played it. 2 kids were trying to get a large puppy to sit on a surfboard and pushing the surfboard around the shallows of the same beach we had been to yesterday. Ilio, Timmy, and Billy. Timmy kept jumping into the water. Ilio yelled something and tried to hold the surfboard still. Billy kept putting the dog back onto the board. Timmy jumped off each time. Ilio texted back, Thanks. Those were good times. You coming with me and Danny tonight? I'll be there. Tell Danny I'm really sorry about his head. Ilio. At 4:30 or so, we went to collect everybody in the Monarch stretch limo. First, we stopped at Big Fish to collect Billy. The driver knew what to do. He picked up Billy, set him on the passenger seat, then folded up the wheelchair and put it in the huge trunk. My family had never been in something like this, and you should have heard Neilani scream. There were Cokes and Sprites and waters and juices. Danny sat there, keeping things moving. But every so often I saw the sadness in his eyes. We both knew Sunday was coming. We both dreaded it. The limo took us to the front entrance, where hula girls danced and others placed leis around us all. The best part? Good evening, Mr. Smith. Or may I call you Johnny? Welcome to the Monarch Imperial. A girl placed a lei around his neck. How did you know my name? I could have told him, but it's a trade secret. When Neilani and Leilani entered the main lobby, they almost cried. They didn't know the Monarch was so beautiful. We led them back to the Luau. A longer guest table had been set up in the place of honor, with place names, fresh flowers, and candles. Shani saw the person she was sitting next to and almost fainted. Stacy Colwyn! It turns out that this was Mia and Al's 1-year anniversary. I don't know how they kept their marriage a secret that long, but I guess it won't be a secret much longer. She had agreed to share the table with my family. Mia came out wearing a simple Hawaiian dress, no wig, and sandals. Neilani and Leilani jumped. Johnny didn't do anything, until she kissed him lightly on the cheek. He blushed as bad as Danny's sunburn. Billy had his escort, 2 hula girls. Shiori will be jealous. I went back to the lotion room to change. Daniel already had his duffel packed. Once the race was over tomorrow, we weren't planning on coming back. Because I had worked Mauricio's shift last weekend, I had 4 days off this weekend. After the race tomorrow, one last surf, and then I think I'll show Danny my favorite spot on the island. First, the luau. I went back with my batons, adjusted the armbands, and ready for fun. Danny was standing next to my family, wearing a new pair of board shorts, black with a red floral pattern. He made them look good, slim hips and muscular legs. He caught me checking him out and shook his head, laughing a little. You look good. Not as good as you, he said. Don't bet on it. We had a bigger crew than normal. Even Mauricio and the Saturday group were here. Danny made sure he was getting his full honeymoon luau. Seafood buffet, all the decorations, fresh flowers everywhere, twinkling lights wrapped around every post and support beam, and the rafters above us with a perfect view of the setting sun. He wanted it special. No doves this time, and it wasn't a wedding, but tikis and torches and everything. I had never seen the place like this. It was magical. And then I saw Noah, standing in the back. Seeing him made my skin crawl, and I remembered the nightmare of the final week with him. Being with Noah was fine, as long as I lay on the bed, butt up, ready for a few minutes of his pleasure. The luau's were supposed to be for guests, and those they invited. Danny had a room. I was the fire dancer. My family was being honored. What was Noah? He wore the exact same board shorts as Danny, and some tourist floral shirt. He raised his arm to run his fingers through his hair, and instead of the sweat stain, he had a tag hanging from his sleeve. I guess he didn't get the hint from the other day. Time to show Noah what was going on. Lynette saw me looking in the back. I adjusted the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Monarch Imperial is proud to celebrate some very special people. I think you all know our first honored guest, Stacy Coleman. A lot of applause for that one. Noah politely clapped. Our second guests might need a little bit of explaining. Danny, come and tell everyone. Danny wasn't expecting that. Neither was I. We were off script right now, and I felt a little bit of panic. Danny came right over, taking the mic from me, and stepped by me, placing his arm around me. Hi, I'm Danny Roberson. A lot of you know my story already, so I won't explain it. The Smith family adopted this week and made it the best week of my life. I wanted to say thanks. There was applause, not as much as for Stacy/Mia, except from the Whitakers and anyone who knew. Before Danny could leave, I grabbed his hand and pulled him close. Just a second, I whispered. What's going on? He whispered back. Noah's in the back. Make this look good. That will be fun. I took the mic back. Yesterday, Danny dropped to one knee and asked me a very important question. And you said yes, babe, Billy said. That's got Noah's attention. A light chuckle went around the area. I hoped it was having the right effect. I handed the mic to one of the girls and plastered one on my boyfriend. Danny didn't let me down. For a virgin, he has a wicked tongue. His hand slid down my back, and the right one slid down a little further and further, until it rested on the little fabric of my costume, right on my butt. He gave a little squeeze. Danny knows how to tease. Maybe his window was having an effect. Maybe it was his warmth. His hands ascended to my cheeks, pulling me tight. We breathed as one. My hands gripped his arms, and his lips were firm, gentle, caressing. Break it up, you two, Mauricio yelled, dragging Danny away. This is a PG show. We had a lot of laughter, especially from my family. Billy whooped. Security was escorting Noah away by that time. I wonder where he changed his clothes, or where his street clothes were. Okay, it's bad for me to admit this, but Danny looked better in those shorts than Noah did.